watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. I am Sosan Ali and here are our main headlines. The Conference on Future Skills and Human Resources Development discusses education, technology and employment issues. A regional workshop in Muscat reviews artificial intelligence applications in education and the role in achieving sustainable development goals. And an upper air trough starts to affect the northern governments of the Sultanate of Oman. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. The Ministry of Labor organized a conference on future skills and human resources development. The conference, in its second edition this year, discussed the main issues in the fields of education and technology and the challenges facing the employment sector in the Sultanate of Oman. It aims to provide a comprehensive and unified vision between educational institutions and employment companies through the development of an advanced education system in line with the requirements of the labor market. Representatives from government bodies, the private sector, universities, colleges, agencies, job seekers, and business owners participated in the conference. The Sultanate of Oman, represented by the State Audit Institution, chaired today the 26th meeting of the Committee of Experts on Combating Corruption in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries, which was held through video conferencing. The meeting reviewed a number of draft guides proposed by the member states, the most important of which are the Guide on the Disclosure of Financial Assets, the Guide on Enhancing Integrity in State-Owned Companies in the GCC countries, the Guide on Parallel Financial Investigation in Corruption Cases in the GCC, and the Guide on the Liability of Legal Persons in Corruption Crime in the GCC states. The meeting also discussed areas of coordination with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime through signing a memorandum of understanding between the two entities and the mechanisms of implementing the guiding principles for exchanging expertise among GCC anti-corruption agencies. The latest weather maps and analysis of the National Center for Early Warning of Multiple Hazards issued by the Civil Aviation Authority showed that the skies of the Sultanate of Oman were affected by an upper air trough starting from today and will continue until next Saturday evening. The report stated that clouds are expected to flow over the governorates of Musandam, North Al-Batina, South Al-Batina, Al-Buraimi, Al-Dhahira, Al-Dakhiliya and Muscat, with chances of rain of varying intensity and gradually extending to include the governorates of North Al-Sharqiyya, South Al-Sharqiyya, Al-Wusta and Al-Dhafar. It is expected that the peak of the weather condition will be during the next 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, and that the abundance of rain will be concentrated in the northern governorates of the Sultanate of Oman. It is also expected that sporadic rains of varying intensity ranging from 10 to 60 millimeters will lead to the flow of wadis and tributaries with chances of frost formation on mountain tops and active downward winds, with a speed ranging between 15 to 40 knots that may lead to the flying of unstable materials as well as escalation of dust and dirt. The report indicated that the sea waves are expected to be moderate to rough on most of the coasts of the Sultanate of Oman, with a maximum height ranging from 2 to 3 meters, with a noticeable drop in temperatures in most of the governorates of the Sultanate of Oman, especially the mountainous heights. The Civil Aviation Authority calls on citizens and residents to take precautions and caution during rains, wadis, overflow, and low horizontal visibility, and to check the state of the sea before visiting it and to follow the weather forecasts. Pharmacists from central hospitals in the Sultanate of Oman took part in the training session for clinical pharmacy. The training session aims at qualifying Omani pharmacists to provide clinical pharmacy services in various fields in support to medical teams. The participants will also be enrolled in a special remote learning program for American Society of Health System Pharmacists. The Ministry of Education, in cooperation with the Islamic World Educational, Cultural and Scientific Organization, organized a regional workshop entitled the role of artificial intelligence in promoting equity and progress towards achieving the fourth goals of the Sustainable Development Goals, pioneering experiences and practices. The workshop aims to shed light on the efforts of the Islamic and Arab countries in promoting equity and progress towards achieving the fourth goal through artificial intelligence application. A number of experts, academics, and stakeholders from various local and international bodies took part in the workshop. His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Nasser al-Za'abi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Defense, received Brigadier General Hazza' Mutlaq al-Alati, Commander of the Kuwait Naval Force, and the military delegation accompanying him, which is currently visiting the Sultanate of Oman. During the meeting, views were exchanged and a number of issues of common concern were discussed. Rear Admiral Saif bin Nasser al-Rahbi, Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman, received Brigadier General Hazza' Mutlaq al-Alati, Commander of the Kuwait Naval Force, and the military delegation accompanying him. During the meeting, views were discussed on a number of issues related to the maritime fields of common interest between the two countries. Brigadier General Hazza' Mutlaq al-Alati, Commander of the Kuwait Naval Force, and the accompanying military delegation visited the National Defense College in the Strategic and Defense Studies Academy. The delegation was received in the National Defense College in Muaskar Beit al-Falaj by Rear Admiral Ali bin Abdullah al-Shidi, Commandant of the National Defense College. During the visit, both parties discussed matters of mutual interest. The delegation also toured the college facilities and was briefed on the college's various functions. Brigadier General Hazza' Mutlaq al-Alati, Commander of the Kuwait Naval Force, and the accompanying military delegation also visited the military technical college. He was received by Colonel Engineer Mohammed bin Aziz al-Siyabi, the college dean. The delegation was briefed on the college achievements, its facilities, and the available technical specializations. Likewise, Brigadier General Hazza' Mutlaq al-Alati, Commander of the Kuwait Naval Force, and the accompanying military delegation paid a visit to the Maritime Security Center. The Kuwaiti military delegation was briefed on the roles of the Maritime Security Center regarding the protection and the safety of the maritime life in territorial waters. The delegation was also briefed on the center's various facilities, capabilities, and adopted systems in place. Oman Tourism Development Company Umran Group celebrated today the opening of the unique walk-in creative art space at the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center. More details in the following report.
The Oman Tourism Development Company Umran Group celebrated today the opening of the unique walk-in creative art space at the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center. This art space is a prominent platform that will be used to display the works of prominent Omani artists.
We are happy to have this exhibition today here in Muscat, and we are looking forward that galleries of fine arts to be flourishing, and we'll see the Omani artists in many occasions and many other activities inside and outside of Oman, inshallah.
The gallery, located at one of the main entrances of the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center, will serve as a prominent gallery that celebrates creative arts. Currently, it features more than 30 specially curated art pieces by talented Omani artists.
The aim is to highlight Omani artists, both the well-known artists and the young emerging artists in Oman, and create a platform for them to showcase their artwork through Umran projects and developments, whether it be hotel projects or as this exhibition is in Oman Convention Center, and the idea of this space is to utilize this walking space, as it's called, walk-in art space, and turn it into a permanent museum and gallery space.
This initiative falls within the framework of the Create Tourism program, one of the group's initiatives to promote Oman's rich and diverse art, culture, and heritage in its various developments and hotels, as well as giving creative minds ample opportunities to showcase their talents.
Still to come in our news bulletin. Snow covers the mountain peaks of Jebel Shams, record low temperatures in other wilayas in the governorate of Ad-Dakhiliyah. NATO Secretary General said yesterday that lasting peace in Ukraine will only happen if it's clear Russia will not win on the battlefield amid pressure from allies to send German Leopard tanks to Ukraine. Speaking in Berlin alongside German Defense Minister, NATO Secretary General called for heavier and more advanced weaponry for Ukrainian forces at a quicker pace. Poland had said yesterday it would ask Berlin for permission to send German-built Leopard tanks to Ukraine as its Western allies move to supply Kyiv with more powerful military hardware to stop Russia's invasion. Both sides' battlefield positions are mostly deadlocked during winter, with new ground offensives expected in spring. Inspections of ships carrying Ukrainian grain and other food exports have slowed to half their peak rate under the UN-brokered wartime agreement that created backlogs in vessels meant to carry supplies to famine-struck developing nations. According to figures that the Operation Joint Coordination Center in Istanbul provided to the Association Press, average daily inspections of ships, both heading to and leaving Ukraine, hit a peak rate of 10.6 in October. Since then, it's been downhill with 5.3 so far in January. Some U.S. and Ukrainian officials accuse Russia of deliberately slowing down inspections. The Black Sea Grain Initiative was designed to free up Ukrainian wheat, barley, and other food critical to nations in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, where shortages of affordable supplies sent food prices surging and threw more people into poverty. Elon Musk returned to federal court yesterday in San Francisco, testifying that he believed he had locked up financial backing to take Tesla private during 2018 meetings with representatives from Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, although no specific funding amount or price was discussed. The 51-year-old billionaire, Tesla CEO and Twitter owner, is facing a class action lawsuit filed by Tesla investors, alleging he misled them with a tweet saying funding was secured to take his electric car company private for $420 per share. But the deal never came close to happening, and the tweet resulted in a $40 million settlement. The trial hinges on the question of whether a pair of tweets that Musk posted on August 7, 2018 damaged Tesla shareholders during a 10-day period leading up to Musk's admission that the buyout he had envisioned wasn't going to happen. The Youth Projects Development Fund Sharaka signed a cooperation agreement with the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Authority to support the entrepreneurship system, empower small and medium enterprises, and enhance the sustainability of their business. The agreement seeks to consolidate cooperation between the two sides and exchange experiences within entrepreneurial system in order to promote the growth of the small and medium enterprises sector, in addition to bilateral cooperation in various fields to serve the sector. Al-Sharqiya University held a ceremony to mark the graduation of its 8th batch of students. The event was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Saud bin Hamoud Al-Habsi, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources. Here's a report.
In a jubilant ceremony, Al-Sharqiyya University marked the graduation of more than 1,300 graduates of the 8th batch from the College of Business Administration, the College of Arts and Humanities, the College of Engineering, the College of Applied and Health Sciences, and the College of Law.
I'm very happy, and every student here does. It's after a long period of achievement and working hard working. So everyone, it's like a final stage. So everyone happy, and as it's known, it's the end of stage and a beginning of another big stages.
Today, my feeling is I feel that I'm very ambitious, and I'm fully happy because I finished my MBA. I want to thank my family, also my husband and my parents. Then I want to thank my doctors.
The graduates affirmed their pride on the occasion while cherishing their dreams as they finally reaped the fruits of all the hard work they put into their education.
It feels so good, and we've done a lot until we reached this point. We struggled, we studied, we didn't sleep a lot of nights, and thank God we made it. Alhamdulillah.
Actually, studying in a university is not just because to have a degree in such as majors. It's actually open for you a lot of opportunities. For example, you are sharing about your talent, and you are showing the people that you are intelligent and you can do a lot and a lot.
I'm very proud to graduate today from Al-Sharqiyya University, Master in Business Administration Leadership. I would like to thank everyone who was with us during our study, our parents, Al-Sharqiyya University management, our college and master. This moment we will not forget in our life.
622 graduated from the College of Arts and Humanities, 111 from the College of Law, 60 from the College of Engineering, 103 from the College of Applied and Health Sciences, and 406 from the College of Business Administration.
Remembering all the lessons, these enthusiastic graduates move forward with hope towards a new chapter of their lives. From Al-Sharqiyya University, Saleh Bukhalfan Rahbi, North Al-Sharqiyya Governorate.
A number of wilayas in the Sultanate of Oman witnessed noticeable drop in temperatures, with a number of cities in the Governorate of Al-Dakhiliya having snowfalls and frosted mountain peaks. Jebel Shams in the wilaya of Al-Hamra recorded the lowest temperature today with -3 degrees Celsius. Now we leave you with some scenes from Jebel Shams. The Ministry of Heritage and Tourism held a press conference to reveal the festivals that the ministry will organize during 2023. Here's a report.
The Ministry of Heritage and Tourism revealed a number of festivals awaiting to be carried out in some of the governorates in the year 2023. These festivals are aimed at stimulating the local tourism movement, promoting tourism heritage and natural components, strengthening Oman's position on the tourism map, and creating added value for the local community through supporting institutions, as well as increasing the number of reservations in hotel establishments. In a press conference, His Excellency Azan bin Qais Al Busaidi and the Secretary of the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism for Tourism said the ministry will organize the Desert Adventures Festival in Al-Sharqiyya Sans in the Wilaya of Bidiya in the North Al-Sharqiyya Governorate during the period from January 29th to February 4th, which will include a number of different and varied activities. These events will take on the character of adventure tourism in the desert in the cooperation with the governmental and private agencies. It aims to promote winter tourism in the governorate and Bidia Wilaya in particular, and to create a community movement to visit the Sharqiya Sands and learn about adventure tourism through the experience of visitors. The ministry will launch the first edition of the Omani Maritime Heritage Festival from 3rd to 19th February in the Wilaya of Sur in the Sharqiya South Governorate to highlight the historical role of the Wilayat as a commercial and historical center and a site of technical knowledge for the shipbuilding industry. The festival will include the activities of the Maritime Heritage Village, the Omani Food Carnival, and a simulation of the traditional sea voyage on the ground that embodies the historical journey of Omani ships to and from Omani ports. Marine championships for juniors and professionals, a marine fishing competition, and a seminar on marine heritage and traditional boat racing will also be included. The ministry intends to implement the annual festival for the governorate of Ad-Dakhliya from February 23rd to March 4th in cooperation with the Office of the Governorate of the Interior. It includes seminars, discussion sessions, a show of horses, camels, paragliding, evenings of artistry, chanting and literature, recreational games, a mountain walking race, a mountain bike race, and other events. In the Governorate of the Far, the Directorate General of Heritage and Tourism is preparing to hold the activities of the Empty Quarter Festival in its second edition in Al-Khadf area in the Niabat of Shirs in the Wilaya of Thamrit from January 25th to February 3rd, in cooperation with a number of government agencies and the private sector, with the aim of highlighting the elements of winter tourism, attracting investors and introducing them to possible investment opportunities in the governorate, indicating that the festival will include many heritage, tourism, entertainment and sports events, in addition to organizing challenge competitions, marketing exhibitions and various artistic concerts. It's worth mentioning that the total number of visitors to the Sultanate of Oman in the year 2022 amounted to about 3 million visitors, thanks to the efforts made by the ministry to encourage tourism and enhance tourism promotion plans. And thus, the Minister of Heritage and Tourism in a press conference has announced an array of tourism-related events to be held in due course in 3 governorates, the events of which will revitalize the country's tourism sector. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Ministry of Heritage and Tourism, Muscat.
This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Conference on Future Skills and Human Resources Development discusses education, technology, and employment issues. A regional workshop in Muscat reviews artificial intelligence application in education, the role in achieving sustainable development goals. And an upper air trough starts to affect the northern governorates of the Sultanate of Oman. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night and stay safe.